Here in New York City, more is being learned about the death of a man on the subway as authorities investigate the circumstances that led to it. The victim died after being placed in a chokehold Monday afternoon after he allegedly threatened fellow passengers. CBS News correspondent Lilia Luciano has the latest details on the case, and we want to warn you, some of the images you are about to see are disturbing.
This shocking video shows 30-year-old Jordan Neely in a chokehold, with 3 New York City subway riders holding him down for several minutes. Witnesses say Neely was acting erratically and making verbal threats when a 24-year-old Marine veteran stepped in and held Neely in a chokehold. He doesn't let go until his body goes limp. Former Manhattan Assistant DA Michael Bachner.
Can someone see someone acting erratically and hold them in a chokehold?
Under New York state law, a person can only use the level of force necessary, reasonably necessary, to stop the conduct.
Bachner says a self-defense claim may not be as simple for a trained Marine.
A Marine knows how to seduce somebody without choking them out. They're taught battle technique.
What do we want? Justice!
Neely's death has sparked outrage and protest, including from officials like New York Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, who posted this tweet saying Neely was murdered. Mayor Eric Adams pushed back.
And I don't think that's very responsible at the time where we're still investigating the situation.
We grew up together in foster care.
Larry Smith says he remembers his friend as a talented Michael Jackson impersonator who battled homelessness and the trauma of his mother's murder when he was a teen.
Jordan did not deserve this. He did not deserve to get choked out in America. His mental health came from autism, it came from depression, it came from sadness, but it really came from abandonment.
Lilia Luciano joins me now. Lilia, what else are we learning about Neely's upbringing and experience with mental illness?
John, I heard so much from his friend Larry. I was just so moved by his words. What he was telling me was, look, here's somebody who ended up in foster care at 13 years old. We know now that his mother was brutally murdered by her partner, by essentially his stepfather. And that's how he ended up in the foster care system. He aged out, and what Larry was saying is that Neely didn't have a place to go. It happened so much in the city. He said he was in the system, aged out, went homeless, and that he was so resilient. And despite the mental health issues that he had, that he kept trying to survive, that he was a performer on the subway. A lot of people remember him for his magnificent, as I've heard, impersonations of Michael Jackson. And because of the lack of resources that he had, or lack of access to mental health care, is what Larry was telling me, and being homeless and not having that support system, he started suffering, and his conditions got more severe, and that's how we get to where he was. But he said they both experienced homelessness together, and he always encouraged Larry to keep studying, to go to school, to get a degree. It's devastating to hear more about his life.
And the veteran was let go. What now that the medical examiners ruled Neely's death a homicide, what happens now for that veteran?
So the DA's office issued a statement. We've reached out. They said that they're carrying out a rigorous investigation. They said that they are looking into and reviewing that medical examiner's report, which says that what killed Neely was the chokehold, and that besides that, they're reviewing, zeroing in on the video, and reviewing any other images that are available, reaching out to any potential witnesses and talking to the people that they know were witnesses, and then they'll decide. But what this attorney Bachman was telling us is that he considers that, self-defense is one thing, but the bar is that whether or not the use of force is reasonable. A lot of people have been talking about, was he doing a citizen's arrest? Well, if he was doing a citizen's arrest, there were other people around. Did he need to use that much force? And especially because apparently he's a Marine veteran, he's a trained Marine, that he would know that a chokehold could be deadly. And so that's something that, according to this attorney, as an expert, he said the DA's office might be evaluating and considering when deciding whether or not to press charges.
Lilia Luciano here in New York City. Thank you.